who from your company was involved in implementing our products?
Me, and me. Hello, my name is Ivo Dissel. I have been a system administrator for 20 years and I've been working for this company for almost 25 years. I've done a lot of things in the ICT landscape for this company, and my main focus now is virtualization and storage. And the storage systems we mainly use are NetApp systems, and for our archiving solution we use the Dell PowerScale. The OLVG is a very old Amsterdam hospital. I think it was founded somewhere around 1900 by a couple of nuns. And yeah, it is now the main city center, so to say, hospital of Amsterdam. Two hospitals became one, like in 2013, if I remember closely. And yeah, it's a hospital. I think digitalization is a very important part of the hospital. All the medical data of the patients are stored on-premise in the data centers of the hospital. There are some cloud applications, of course, but they have nothing to do with the internal goings of this care facility. We're of course an old company, if you can call an hospital a company, of course. But with the first computers coming into companies, that's when we also got the first computers. We have an old mainframe still. Yeah, we went along with all the IT development, just like any other company which has been around here for a long time. And you see that, yeah, digitalization becomes more and more important to store data and keep the data safe, and yeah. Between 5,000 or 6,000. I'm not sure. But every month people come and people go, and we're also a learning facility. So every month they come new students to learn some form of craft. Could be in the medical sector, it could be something else. I always see the hospital as a little city. Yeah, yeah, that's the patient, of course. I don't know, nowadays it's modern to see a patient as a customer, perhaps because also hospitals think more and more business-like. But yeah, okay, they're customers, but mainly they're patients where we have to take care of. Like we all would want to be taken care of. If we get ill, we've got something else. If I remember correctly, the first product from ProLion was CryptoSpike, and I think we have been using it now for 3 years. I think 3 years. Yeah. We had a small hardware defect and there was an engineer coming by to fix this, and we talked about CryptoSpike, and then he told me that you have some other products also, and what he saw other customers using quite often was ProLion for our NetApp storage systems. And this is an appliance which monitors the true state of the hardware to, how do you call this? NetApp has a metro cluster with which all data gets synchronized to the other location for DR functionality. But when the two systems don't see each other anymore, when you have it configured in a certain way, it will do a failover. But when they just lose connection and they're still running on both sides, then you get some kind of a split brain situation. And you don't want that because you get data corruption. And ProLion registers the hardware and has some witness servers at your site, which are connected through 5G, and they constantly monitor the system to see if they're really there or not, to prevent a split brain. So the power also goes through those appliances, and so then we can sleep at night when something happens, I think we will see it the next morning instead of during the night, and we get called that everything is down. So that's an application we use. We also have this application. So yeah, it's the power scales from Dell are totally different systems, and they also have a DR. But this is a DR which is in a passive mode, in a standby mode. So if you want to do a failover, you have to do a lot of manual things, and you guys made it possible with 2 or 3 clicks to do a failover to the other side, and it works. It works like charm. And I think we also have another product that's called Data Analyzer, because certain parts of our file system were migrating to M365, and we had to get a lot of insight into our file system, and which security settings are where's cold data, and this product gives us a lot of insight into how the file system is built up. And if I take into account ClusterLine, it helps us to optimize. In the case of our NetApp systems, we won't notice any downtime. It will flip over instantly. In the case of our archiving systems, if we notice it is down, we need some manual clicking, but I'm not sure, it will take 10 minutes. In the case of security becomes more important, and in the case of CryptoSpike, it helps us protecting us from any attacks, probable attacks, to the file system. In the case of anti-ransomware, we didn't have anything, and in the case of the DR/failover functionality, we had to do it manually. So then if something would have happened, then we had to get out of bed or act at that certain moment, and we had to call our storage reseller to help us out with certain practices which we normally don't do as daily system administrators. Well, the products, except from Data Analyzer, which comes in handy at certain times, I really think the value of this product is in when shit hits the fan, you know? So when there's real an anti-ransomware attack, or we really do need to do a DR, without these products, I would feel less comfortable, way less. Like I already explained, I don't know if you could see it as pain points, but we just had certain functionalities were not in place. That's what and they are now. We've tried to use the software solution of NetApp itself to create some kind of automatic failover functionality, but I couldn't really remember, but there's something in the footnotes about corrupt cache and not able to be flushing the last data from the controller to the disks. There was something about it, and that's why we decided to take this hardware solution of yours. No. That's a difficulty, yeah? If you didn't have any anti-ransomware before and you have it now, then there was a pain point, of course. I don't remember who gave this. I think our reseller did. Our storage reseller, one of the consultants said, "Have you tried this solution? They're very good." And so we tried it, and I must say, implementing it was smoothly. I think half a day, max. And we let it run in a training mode, in a passive mode, to see what pops up. And then when we saw the major amount of false positives, then we could go in production And of course you have to monitor your systems, but it's not like a user gets blocked from the storage system. It's not like the user gets blocked on an Active Directory level. So they continue their work, but they just don't have any access to the file servers anymore. So that's what happens when CryptoSpike sees an alert, and then you have to act on it. Oh. Yes, it's the first time we use a product like this. So there's we had a product for the DR of our archiving system, but we were not really satisfied with it. The GUI was not really transparent. The way it was built and what it asked of us on a non-standardization level, you know, we have to keep a certain form of standard also, because else we have to automate stuff ourselves also, because you get lost in the woods if we need to use a different approach for every system. It's not going to work. We have to be strict to our own way of work. That's what I mean. No, not really. Well, I still want to test the ClusterLion appliance for NetApp, but the only way we can test it is by pulling out the plugs of the storage. So we have to believe you on your word, and of course there are a lot of other customers who use it, and they do this once every 2-3 months. I've heard this. They just pull the plugs and everything just continues working. But we didn't have the balls yet to try it as a hospital, and yeah, I already gave them. We needed some form of anti-ransomware protection. We needed a flawless way of doing a failover of our storage systems. Those were the main reasons. Not by a company-wide vision, but I think a sense of protecting from ransomware was in the air. Perhaps we were even late in that sense. Yeah, and your company and the solution was provided by our reseller, and we tried it out because we heard that it was really good in the market, especially in combination with NetApp systems, because what I heard is that the people who developed CryptoSpike also worked at NetApp for a long time, and they know exactly how. It's also this product does not create any overhead on the system, because I don't know how it talks. F policy, I think on a F policy level it talks to the system. So that was also a reason to buy it. We needed a seamless failover for our NetApp systems. We needed protection from ransomware, and yeah, those were the main reasons. That's what I told. I think the first time we got in contact with you guys was through our reseller, who advised us to take a look at CryptoSpike. In the case of CryptoSpike, there were no alternatives offered, or we didn't take a look at them because we tried it and it felt really good. In the case of ClusterLion for NetApp, we also tried what's the name again? The mediator of NetApp itself. It's a virtual machine doing the same thing as you guys do, but you do it on a hardware level. And for ClusterLion, for the PowerScale, we had a prior product which we were not satisfied about. If some alert pops up, most of our team gets the alert in their inbox and they can act on it. But I think I would say there are like 4 or 5 people who have enough knowledge of the company and the software that it runs to mark things as false positive and give users access to the system again after an alert. So not that many people. The ICT team as a whole is a big team. about 150 people, I think. But we are with 25 people who do the network, server and storage part of the hospital. And of those 25 people, I think, just like I mentioned before, 5 of them or 6 of them know how the products from ProLion work. It's a monitoring system. It's in the case of ClusterLine, it's a standby system who monitors the health of the system. A lot of systems here. Yeah, that's mainly it. We implemented the product with ProLion. We were helped really good while implementing it. It was very straightforward. You know, we had to deploy a couple of virtual machines. In the case of the hardware solution, the configuration and the screwing into the racks was done by a reseller. And yeah, I must say, all in all, it went really well. And still, also the way updates come in, good service desk, quick response, people with a lot of know-how. Me, and me. No, I have 2 other colleagues who are also doing the storage and virtualization part, and they yeah, of course they went along with implementing it. They know how it works, but it's most of the time that I personally have contact with you guys. The main concern was that if we would activate the anti-ransomware, a lot of users would get locked out of the file system, because of course we are a company which uses regular Office applications, but mainly we use applications which are more, how to say, exotic, you know. So yeah, we were not scared, but and not nervous, but we were curious on how this software would react to our environment. But it was, yeah, on a daily basis. Also, the managing of the system, it takes no effort, it takes minor time. Yeah. If we really need to do a manual DR of a NetApp, then this will go instant. So we save a lot of time, and we also save a lot of time with the cluster solution of the PowerScale, because I know what time it would take to do this in a manual way. Yeah, I've seen it myself last week. 3 clicks, and you run on the other side with PowerScale. I think it's a good product. No, we're covered. Our systems are covered now. Yeah. I heard that you're also are developing an air gap solution, and if it's there, we're eager to hear, so we can try it out. Yeah, that's the same. That's really the same answer as before, like anti-ransomware and an automatic DR. It has a lot of value. To be honest, the implementation of ClusterLine, because you were also developing the product, you really appreciated our feedback on the product, and because of that, the runtime and the vacation was in between was a little longer than expected. I think we started in June or something, and now things are wrapped up. It's November now, but I'm always really, I want it now. So perhaps it's on me, you know. Yeah, there were some little things about the GUI. We don't have to mention it here. I have to think about that one.
Okay.
Because you're asking the favorite one. I don't know what the favorite is. It's all transparent. One system is there constantly just monitoring your hardware, and if something happens, you won't even notice it. continue as you do, interview some more people. Perhaps they gave also a lot of positive feedback, and more companies will start using your products. I recommend them.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank you.